Good, brisk, chilly morning, folks. So glad you could be with us out here in the homestead. And Burr, that crazy storm came through. I hope all of you down in the southeast managed to dodge the little spinny things that tend to tear stuff up. A bunch of them I heard about going through Alabama, Georgia, Mississippi, a few of them. So I hope you all managed to make it through that. We had a lot of rain here, and it was sloppy again. And it's cleared up. It's beautiful out here this morning. It was chilly. We might even have a little frost. We pulled all our starts into the greenhouse for the next couple of days, so that we don't take any chances on them. So we're out here today, and today is the big one I wanted to share with you. So this monster is that big board that we dropped down out in the woods to use as, well, at least the top half of it used as firewood for the greenhouse. And I got a lot of high hopes for this log, because if it turns out like I think it's going to turn out, this is going to be material for, or good portion of material for our apple presses. So cross your fingers, when we get into this, things are going to be pretty nice. So we got the lower half here, and then over there we got the upper half. That's going to be a little bit iffy, because you can see the portions of the inside are rotten. Well, yesterday we spent several hours, T and I, getting this thing up on the deck here and ready. It was a big effort for us to, or no, not yesterday, day before yesterday. And we got this log prepared. So there's a couple things I want to show you about it. Why don't you come around here, T, and let's show them. It's going to be kind of hard to see. This log has a bit of a split running right in here, okay? And it goes right through the pith, right through the center. There's another little bit of a one right here, and there was another one right here, kind of a cross, okay? So one of the parts of our apple press is going to be the legs, and those are going to be our 3x3 posts for the beam and the legs of the press part of it, and we need them to be kind of stout. So I'm hoping to get some out of this area, or maybe this area and this area, because we want to stay away from here. Now we might get a few boards here, we might get some boards here, and I'm not sure what we're going to do, but there's some specialty cuts that we need to do, and that's almost the entire reason we got this thing, was because to get this kind of wood that you want, you can't just go to your box store and get it, and to go to a mill and have special cuts means a lot of extra work, hauling your logs up there and however long it takes to get it. When we got that big stack that we got in the shop, when we got it done, it took a while, and it didn't exactly get cut the way I asked, and it's just the nature of it. And again, we're all looking forward to, in time, to ways of re-engineering our ability to produce stuff. So I wanted the ability to cut exactly what I wanted, and we're going to see if we can get that out of here today. And I thought I'd bring you along for the ride. We got the log set up. It's pretty rotten, so it's going to be kind of questionable, because you get down in here. Come on in over here. We found, cleaning this up, it was full of termites and other things. So I don't know, maybe we're lucky, maybe we're not. What gives me the hope in it is when we dropped the log, when I cut the end here and I cut the end here, it looked good. It looks good from a cross sectional, So it's going to be interesting to see what we can get out of this. And we've got some other specialty pieces that we want to try and get out of here and save my long pieces, my long boards for this one. So I've got to have a pretty good thickness board, probably 6/4, maybe 7 or 8, depending upon how much I can get out of it, for the press plate. So the press plate that pushes down on the apple pulp, that needs to be a nice fat board, something that's going to hold up the pressure all the time. The beams that hold the press screw, they've got to be pretty stout. And then we got the other things like the stomper that we have, and I think we can get some of those out of that board over there. But that's going to be the challenge, and that's to find the boards out of these logs so that we can build, at least get these first three presses done. We got mine that I want to do. We got one pre-ordered, and I got a motor and stuff for getting the a second available press for somebody who wants to purchase it. And that's the whole idea, is going back into our own production. So I hope you enjoy what we're going to try and do here, because we got our fingers crossed, don't we, baby?
Yep.
All right, so we're going to get you set up, and we're going to start going into this. We'll show you what we get along the way. Follow along for the ride. Alright, so let's take a quick look at what we've got so far. We got a little bit of an issue going on here. And yeah, we got something going on. I'm going to change this blade. This blade is the one that had the broken teeth. I figured I could use it as a sacrifice. And it's not cutting the way I need to. If you can see right there, as soon as I start cutting, what I was doing, blade was starting to rise up, which means that the outside or the lower teeth are not cutting as well as the inside teeth, and it wants to follow that path. So I'm going to go ahead and change this blade out real quick, because I can't have that happening. There's definitely a lift in this thing. It'd get to a point where it was tight enough that it wouldn't rise anymore. Now let's look at the log and see what we got to deal with. You can see there's also some issues here, and it's wanting to tear or something. So I'm going to change that blade out real quick. But let's take a look at it. So the outer part here and here, which is what's left of the sapwood, is looking really good. I mean bad. I'm good as far as the bad stuff is in it, but when we get down into the heartwood, the redwood down here, it's clean. I'm not even seeing wormy holes or anything like that. That's why I said when I saw the edges of this, I knew the meat of this might be pretty good. So we're going to get this changed. I'm going to put another blade on it. Hopefully the other blade does better than this one and doesn't want to rise up on it. And we'll see what the next slab brings out to us. I'll show you that when we get there. Alright, that was pretty quick. Got that other one. Hold that right where, yeah, you can see the light and the shadowing in that side. And the changing the blade made all the difference in the world. Tip it down just a little bit. No, yeah, there you go. There's a little vibration in that. You can see the shadowing and the little vibration, but it was actually pretty straight. And that was towards, that's the beginning.
That's the beginning.
And then it settled down over there. It's not too bad there. Come get this over here, honey. that one is not that big of a issue. That was a skim cut. There's only about this much here and about a little bit up here that I would use of it. We're looking to get down here, and the blade did a hugely different. Oh my goodness, I don't even need to put water on this thing. Look at that thing. Now you can see there's some differences in the teeth that have been sharpened. Now I have not made a tooth setter yet. Oh, we got a few little itty bitty wormholes in here. There's a couple different kinds of worms and beetles that'll get into these boards, and most people like these because that's what gives that character. These little itty bitty wormholes like that. What you don't want is those big bore holes like you saw from the ants down in those logs down there. So we'll get you set up again, and I think I'm going to take and rip down. It's kind of doing it, but I think I'm going to rip down. Let's take a measurement here. Let's actually think through this and take a measurement here. I want to stay off of that split by at least I'll stay off that split by at least half an inch to an inch. I've got 6 inches there, so I want to get out about a 3 3¼ inch slab across that whole thing, and then I'll take some pieces off of it. We'll take because of the size of this log, I'm not going to rotate it like I do with the others. We're actually just going to slab because of it's just going to be too much to rotate it once we get it going. I mean, maybe we could. Let's think through this.
We could probably do it.
I mean, we could roll it now, but that's quite a bit. We had a hard time getting it up here and then in position. That was pretty tough. I think. No, let's leave it because I want to stay with this crack, because we centered that crack off the deck exactly the same as down there, so that when we get down to it, we should have that crack is contained within a board, within an inch or so of a board. And we want to do that because when I get these legs out of here, that kind of needs to be is in best condition as possible. Now you can see how the rot was starting to work its way in here, but not too bad. This is still pretty good. So I think, yeah, so if we got 6 inches and I back off an inch, that means I can take 2 1-inch boards, and then my 3-inch board to give me some space there. And then we'll pull those off, and then we'll come back and later set them in here vertical and then trim the edges down. So let's get that done. All right, looking absolutely fabulous. This is gorgeous. It's drying out. You're getting a dry edge to it quick. Maybe something shot this. There's some metal, some steel or something in it. That's generally the oak will turn black if something gets into it. But look at this. Look at that. That's beautiful. Oh wait, maybe this is it. I wonder what that is right there. Yeah, something in there. A bullet, maybe. Let's see if I can get my... there's something in there, but that's not... I don't think that's metal, because it looks like I'm pulling up wood chips. Yeah, that's part of a branch. Okay, we'll leave it. You can see there was some wormage. Look at that. Wormage right there. Where is it on here? You can see a lot of little wormholes here. Those will look pretty if it's... Alright, so there's another piece that I need a special cut for. And if I can get a good one, it's just nice to have a single piece, and that is the juice pan underneath, the press and all that. The juice pan that's going to collect all the juices once it's pressed. And I would like a one single sized board. Now, getting that's difficult to do, and getting a board that will lay flat is not easy either. We're getting there to where that might be possible. However, if not, generally glue up is what's required. You see how quick they're drying out there. So here's another thing. In order to maximize this, before I trim it, instead of just throwing it up there, some of these boards like this, where you got really good heartwood here, and then there's a section that's narrow from here to about here, I may trim that out, cut a piece, and cut a piece. That way I can have a wider board, a narrower board, and then a wider board. We'll have to see how we go with that, just to clean it up. But man, this is spectacular. Well, we're getting there. Where's my tape measure? And we want to see, what do we have here, honey? Come hold this. All right, so here's the thing. Now that we're getting into the log here, God, it's beautiful. What I want to look at, okay, is this particular board. It's narrow, its narrowest spot is going to be probably, you can see that rot right there where I stuck the knife through on the other board. I'm at 12 inches right there, if we get it good enough, which means, what does that mean? 12 inches. It's not quite not going to be quite 4 leg widths. Let's see what the end of it is over here. All right, I am 4 inches, which is what I thought. I am 4 inches off of that split running through the middle. Well, I think we're just going to have to take what we got and go ahead and take our slab. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and set this up to take our 3 1/4 inch slab off of here, and then I can get 3 1/4 pieces. I'll get at least 3 good long ones. I forget, how long is this log? I thought I cut it a little over
11
10.
something?
I thought it was, a couple inches over 10.
Oh, 10.
So you need about a 8. Well, no, more than that. You need about a 10 footer, because you got 2 4-foot pieces for legs. A little almost 38. It's not quite 4 foot. It's not 48. And then you need the 2 cross beams. So if you get one of these may be enough for one press, if I can get it clean all the way through. Because then I think it's a long time since we built it, but I think it was about 38 inches high.
Something, 36, 38.
38 inches high, or 40 inches, somewhere like that. Which means you need that, and then you need the 2 cross pieces, which are about 18 inches across. The upper press plate, I think. I don't remember. I have to go back. So that's 3 feet, 3 feet, and 3.5, 3.5. That's 7, and that leaves you 3 feet, which is about 18 inches for the upper and lower beams. I think we're going to get one. If we can get 3 out of here, that might be the 3 legs that we need. So let's set it up and run it. Why don't we show them running the slab? Go ahead and leave it on. Oh shit. That's a little. Loosen that back up. Boy, it did walk up there. Alright. Holy
crap.
We're running out of battery power, so this might be near. So we're almost halfway through that log. Where's the other broom?
Right here.
Right there? I knew it was over here somewhere. Let me get the main log. Look at this. Almost didn't get through this thing. My guide hit right there. Getting into where all the branches were. Right there, you all can see that they got covered. We got a phone call. I guess that means y'all get to pause here. Look at that. Alright. That was a robot call. And it was making sure I still had insurance on my vehicle.
Auto warranty.
Auto warranty. They want to sell me a warranty for my vehicle.
A 20-year-old vehicle.
Yeah. Alright, so that is spectacular. You can tell we're getting close to the pith right here. Matter of fact, we just hit into the pith. A little bit of pith right there. Or not far from it. And man, is that spectacular. Oh my goodness, I am tickled to death. Alright, so this thing, I don't know if you saw a strain on it. Let's see if we can't flip this over. Flip. Oh my God, just let it flop, just let it flop. I'll clean all that off of there. Oh. Look at that. And this is pure quarter sawn right here. This is why I want, you want that. You can see the flecking in it. Get all that off of there. Oh, that's beautiful. Yeah, use a scraper. That does better. Oh my goodness, that's gorgeous. Look at that flecking. Look at all that flecking in there. And then we got little knots. Oh yeah. Beautiful. Gorgeous. Alrighty, folks.
Oh, that son of a booger was heavy.
Wouldn't that make, and that's a 3-inch slab. Throw that down here. Wouldn't that make, what do we have here? Probably 15 inches. What do we got in the middle here? Probably a little less than that. Let's take it hard, 14 inch. Wouldn't that make one hell of a bar? I mean, wouldn't you like to belly up to that thing and have a beer? Oh my goodness. Oh, wow. Well, I think what we're going to do, we got to go put the phone on charge. Phone's about dead in battery. I think what we're going to try and do is flip this thing over. Now that half the weight is over here, maybe we can get it flipped and lay it flat on this side and start cutting down on it from the other direction. Because the pith right here is going to be, I'm going to take a 2-inch slab right here. I'm going to take a 2-inch slab across here because I'm probably going to have to take out the center pith. We may let the slab dry on its own, but there's generally a whole lot of cracking on that. Matter of fact, those other two that we got from that other red oak log, the interior corner, which turned out to kind of be like right here and here on both of those, there's some drying splits happening on those, and I want to try and stay away from that. So if I can get a 2x down this side and a 2x down that side, and I can take out that little chunk in the middle, that'll give me some good wood to work with. Beautiful wood to work with. And then we can get some other stuff in here. So we're going to charge this camera up. We're probably going to go ahead and finish cutting all this, and because that we'll have to get back up on here and turn it on edge in order to get our legs out of. And we'll bring you back in here and give you a review of what we got out of it entirely. So we'll catch you back in a little while. All right, folks, we got a predicament here, and thought I would share this with you as its own learning lesson. So we got the log flipped over, and we started in on the other side, and unfortunately somewhere along the line in the other side there must have been just too much dirt and rock or whatever, because we're going through a whole lot of the rot stuff. I thought I had it cleaned up. Didn't matter. What happened is I got in and I started going in, and I watched the blade, and the blade started cutting up and binding on the guides. And you always got to pay attention. So for whatever reason, these outside teeth that should be cutting to the downside to keep that blade running smooth, the outside teeth got dull. So this thing wants to ride up. Can't have that. I'm not going to have it bind up. Also looks like it started to heat it up, because you can see some coloration right there. But the predicament is this. I got the blade stuck in there, and we've been trying to wiggle it loose and whatnot. So I even got this piece of a blade to get in there and rake out as much of that sawdust as possible to try and move it. But there's something right in here that is not letting us back it out. So we're going to have to get it out, which means this board's going to have to be modified. Now, mind you, we don't have that pretty a board to have to worry about losing a foot or two on this. I might go through another different way of doing it, but we did try getting in here with a screwdriver and prying. You can see prying it up, but it's not doing anything for that. So the solution is going to be surgery. And the way I've got that, as you can see, I've got the saw here. I've set my depth to, I actually measured this because my cut started out at a certain measurement and it changed because it raised up. So I don't want to cut past this cut. I don't want to cut across here deeper than that. So I got my depth set just about where that cut is. And let's see if we can do this here. Alright, now will that lift up? Hey, look at that. Look at that. Pull your end out. There you go. Oop, oop, oop. Hey, there we go. Now, that is a completely usable piece. Yeah, we were working up against it. It was just the sawdust that was packed on, but I couldn't seem to get it out. Probably could have worked it a little harder, but that's okay. This piece is still usable, so assuming that it dries flat. But it's time for a new blade, and we'll get back to cutting. Folks, it is before noon. Actually, excuse me, quarter after noon. And we're going to stop and take a break here. But I want you to see a few things. First off, that was the next board after getting the blade stuck. And you can see how it was bowing up when it was cutting, and you can see the bow there. So then when I put the new blade in, it came back here where my original start of cut was and just eased into it, and you can see back here kind of thick, but I didn't want to cut through it. Anyway, that's that piece there. And since then, of course, we flipped it over here and we've taken a couple more boards. This one, as you can see, is a 6/4 board, and we're going to get some nominal 2x4s out of that. That board's going to be front legs for at least 2 of the mills, or there's 2 of the presses. And I wanted you guys to see this right here. Let me get the stand for you. This right here you go, honey, set that up there, is the widest cut I've done so far. And we had to go pretty darn slow on it, because it probably would have liked a brand new blade that's never been used before. But there you go, 19 inches there. Most of it though is down here in the 15-inch. And I've got a couple of debates as to what I'm going to do with it. So I actually took this slab at 2 inches. Went down 2 inches, which leaves me a little over a 3-inch slab left over. And I decided to go ahead and do this because what I'm going to do is try and get some legs, some 3x3 legs out of the front there. And what we're going to do is so all we've done is slab so far, and we still got a lot more to go, because we're going to edge all these up, and we're going to get our legs out of that. We're going to get our legs out of that, and that one, and this one. I might be a little selfish with it, since that other one that was in there wasn't as big as I wanted. I think I may just go as far as to make my workbench out of that. I might just do that. What's our narrowest point here? If not, I can make legs out of it. But our narrowest point is maybe down here in the 13-inch, depending upon where I cut it, 14 inches, that kind of thing. That might make a absolute fabulous workbench, I'm thinking. If not, we might make legs. We still have that log to go through. I don't know if we're going to even touch it today. It's going to take a little bit of work to get it up on the mill, because I'm going to have to kick it around here to get it down to this one. I set the mill bed right directly across from this log, so that all we had to do was roll it over. I'm not sure with that tree there if I can get up there for that one. I think I'm just going to pull it around. But here, I want to show you this. This thing is huge. Let me set you guys up here. Hang on. Yeah, that's pretty much there. Let me back you up here. And where's my gloves? Right there. I don't know. We pick it up. It's like a tree in and of itself. That last slab right there was pretty hefty. Got it? Holy moly. Oh, wait. Slide it over here. Oh, that is heavy. Yeah, I'm thinking I might be selfish. Ooh, watch my step here. Let's set it down and flip it over. Like that. And then we can clean the bottom off. Ooh! That might be a good indicator here. Get the scraper. This tells us something. We just discovered something.
What did I do?
Right, I don't know what you do. Alright, we just discovered something now that we see it. And I don't know what you do with the
I just had it.
scraper. Not there, not there. What'd you do with it? You put it back over? You found it? Alright. I'll let you scrape this, because then you can see all that dirt. Oh God, that's beautiful. That is so beautiful. Clean all that sawdust off of there. Look at that. Now you can see there is a split running through there. But here, we get down here, you see that? You see them spots up here? And that hole right there? That may negate getting, well, I could still get legs out. I got all this width on the side there. But we got some of those holes from the rot and the ants or whatever getting there, bugs getting in there. God, that's beautiful. The flaking and flecking, I should say, flecking. You see how quick it's drying out? Oh yeah. I don't know. I'm gonna have to stew about this one. You know, go get some lunch and think about it. Alright, so I'm not going to carry the video on too much longer because we'll get boring, because we got a lot of edge trimming to do. Some of that I'm going to do with the, where'd it go? With the saw, the skill saw. I'm going to go along it. Once I get a good straight edge to use to put the skill saw up against, I'm going to trim these boards up and get all the rot and stuff off of them, and get all the usable stuff out that I want. This one I'm actually going to turn up on the bed and run out my some 3x3s here. In here. See, look at that. Yeah, I think we might get us another post out of the middle of that thing, you know, for down at the barn. Alright, it's lunchtime. You'd be surprised how much work this actually is, but it's fun. We're having a blast, and we're getting some beautiful stuff, and I hope you're enjoying the ride that we're taking. We'll be back after lunch. Alright folks, I think we're going to wrap up this video. We're not going to wrap up the day yet. We got to get all this put away. But we disappeared the log.
We did.
We disappeared it. It's gone.
It appeared it did.
Well, we still got that one to do here. So let's take a review of what we got out of here. And I'm pretty happy with it. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 3x3 posts, which will be logs, or legs, excuse me, legs. A little tired here. And that one right there is a 3x6, and that was that core, and it had the split running through it this way, and it's got the pith in it, so we might use it as a beam on something. I don't know what we're going to use it for. I got a handful, 4 or 5 1-bys out of it. Very nice. And that was that one plank. I was going to rip that down into 3 2x4s, which is a nominal 1.5 inches by 3.5 for the front legs, and each one of those will be enough for the for each one. So one of those per each press. And then I took and used the Makita, and one of those boards is a straight edge to edge up that one, and these pieces. And I strategically cut them at a certain length to maximize the width, because as you can see, like I was telling you about, the width tapered in the sapwood. Photobombing cat. Yeah, here I am. So all in all, it was a really damn good day. We got a lot of wood out of this, and everything goes well. I think I'll use that 2-inch thicker one as a workbench, supposing that it holds true in shape and size and doesn't move too bad, which I don't think it will, because this tree's it's big, it's been dead a long time, enough to literally rot into the tree a good 1.5 to 2 inches all the way around. And there you go. These last boards, like this one, that part on there, and maybe this one, you know, I could pull a little bit of board out of that, but I think it all will probably end up getting turned into steaks, tomato steaks, you know, to tell you about, you know, having things to sell, you know, good oak, you know, big old 3-foot tall, you know, tomato steaks like this, cleaned up, good oak ones. You don't find them too often anymore. If we go to market, there's another product. I'm telling you, there's so many things that you can make and sell, and we're going to do that because we know how. Right, baby?
Yes.
Yes, she's busy. She's a cleaner. She likes to make sure everything stays neat and tidy and working well. So, hope you enjoyed it. It was a challenge. We still got that one to go. And I'm gonna leave it like leave y'all with this. The reason I'm gonna wanting to go ahead and get these cut up now, before I go down there and build that barn, is because I want these things to be able to sit for a while and kind of dry out before we go to working on them. So they need to get stacked. I'm gonna put them on that lower shelf back down there. It's going to take us probably a good 45 minutes to an hour to get everything stacked. We got to get everything sticked up so that it dries nicely, and we'll get them all set down there so that they can get ready for when we're ready to do something with them, which hopefully will be, let's see, it's mid-March, maybe in a month or less. So we want it looked wet when we first cut these, but you'd be surprised how little moisture it is in these and how quickly they're going to dry. So I think we're good. Excellent. Enjoyed the day. Worked our asses off. And I hope you enjoyed it. Y'all hang around, and because we got so many more fun things to do. Shadow, is that you saying goodbye? She's saying meow. Meow. Hooktail. Say bye. Say bye. All right. Bye-bye.